So are you going to be reading the app? Are we live now?
We will be in a minute.
It'll jump on in a sec, but you got to pause the upload real quick.
I do have to. As soon as it comes through and lets me. Here we go. Beautiful. All right, boys. Big news to start with. Any Given Sunday is proud to be supported by one of Australia's fastest growing men's grooming brand, Nutcare. Proudly Australian, Nutcare is taking down under grooming to the modern day man. Recently voted number one in 3 households and 1 studio, but by Men's Healthcare magazine with Bare Nuts pubic hair removal cream. Nutcare is revolutionising male grooming. Try to say that a couple of times. It's bloody hard. Boys, as proud supporters of Any Given Sunday, Nutcare is offering our listeners 10% off their first orders. Simply use promo code Any Given Sunday, all one word, at the checkout, and the discount will be applied. Nutcare, essential grooming for men. Wow.
Look at us go. Hey,
oh, no.
Who thought we'd never get sponsored?
You sound like
Round 45! Round 45! Hot!
You are listening to Any Given Sunday, Australia.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Any Given Sunday Australia podcast. Like I said, the number one podcast in at least 3 households and 1 studio. Happy St. Paddy Day to all of our Irish fans out there, and also welcome to a brand new NFL year. Started as of yesterday, brand new NFL year. Joining us as always down in his creepy dark basement, down in Torquay, TC24. How are you, big dog?
I'm good, brother. I appreciate that you keep giving away my location every single week. That's great.
Well, there's a big place, Torquay, so they won't know exactly where you are. And there's more and more people getting there, so I think you'll be all right.
Got a brand new set of shiny nuts too. So, ooh.
Yeah, really, real shiny. But the big news, the huge news, he's back from Daniel leave. Our work experience kid turned pro. He's back from Japan. He's very tan for some reason. Danny Webb, AGSAU, how are you, mate?
Konnichiwa, Sorobashi, Bunkai, Taika, o Shimashita, Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hey!
Can you elaborate what you said? I've got no idea.
I said, hello, glad to be back. Cultural exchange. Yeah,
Yeah, grouse. I completely paid for by Any Given Sunday, obviously.
Well, yeah, he was going over and spreading the gospel. So
he was. There is a photo
only right
of him.
Still.
Yeah. But you've come back. You're feeling fresh. You're feeling good.
Good start, man. Good start.
I'm not sure why that photo hasn't hit the socials yet either. That's a cracking photo. I'm not sure where you were, downtown Tokyo or wherever that was, but
yeah, the dark streets of Tokyo, which could be anything but dark. So bright, yeah, the bright lights.
Sneaky quarter of Tokyo, but yeah, I think that one's got to surface on the socials at some point.
It will. Don't you worry. I've got it hidden in my back pocket for a special occasion. I don't know what the special occasion is, but it'll be there. We have an absolutely, like I said, it's the start of a brand new NFL season, and it has been an incredible start to the season. It has been one of the bigger, I guess, trade weeks, or what do you call it last week? Murder week or something, Cars?
Massacre week or something?
Massacre week. It's been enormous. Like the cuts, the trades. I think we put it up on our socials. We're going to do our best to be across a few of them that we've decided are the bigger ones, but there is just so much to cover that we just simply cannot cover them all in one session.
No, there's so much going on. Even like that little weird period where free agency technically hadn't started, but teams were trying to get under the cap before the new league year started, and there was like so much movement. It was like, oh boy, like we're gonna have a lot down on Friday.
Twitter was sounding like those machines that they gamble with in Tokyo. It goes because it was just like someone's getting signed, someone's getting traded, someone's doing this. It was just like non-stop.
Niche reference. Brendo would have loved that.
yeah. Big shout out to Brendo.
I do love that we're 5 minutes in. So. Has he? Welcome, Brendo.
And also, Cecilia said, I need some now, Wayno, when you were doing the nut care ad. So.
Oh, no. Let's not talk about
I was having
that.
a little giggle when you were doing the intro, but yeah.
Yes, grouse. I do love that we're 5 minutes in and you're already referencing Japan. That's beautiful.
Hey man, that's done. It's the most the biggest thing that's happened to me in the past 2 weeks, apart from obviously all the NFL news.
It looked like a big 2 weeks for you though. You crammed a lot in.
Oh mate, it was just non-stop. We went from a couple of different places. We did like Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, then Hakuba, and then every single day was like early mornings, temples, walking, more temples, and then eat a couple of drinks in the evening, and then push the restart button, go all at it again the next day.
Down
Early
to
bedtime.
Business brass tacks though. What's the NFL market like, and have you been spreading the gospel of any given Sunday in Japan?
Well, as it was a PR trip, of course, I was spreading the gospel.
Technically, it was a work trip.
Yeah, the t-shirt never came off.
Oh boy,
it's very smelly now.
I did actually see Brendo rocking the t-shirt too. Hopefully, it was a different one, not the same shirt.
Yeah, no, we don't share clothes. We share a lot of things, but we don't share clothes. Yeah, so the NFL market's actually huge down there, especially I think more towards the vintage clothes style of things, more than the actual watching the game themselves. But there was the big baseball fans. They've got a huge baseball league. So anything American sports based, I still feel like they dabble in.
They get a bit of crossover,
they get a little bit of crossover, but
more casual NFL fans because of that, you reckon?
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. Now it is. We are back live. I should mention that we are live on the YouTube Any Given Sunday Australia podcast. So shout out to those who we've already mentioned that they're on there. Brendo, Mum, Dad, appreciate it. Let's keep the nut care talk to a minimum between you two, please. But as we started before Daniel leave on a Friday night, we have our. Some of us have stuffed it up, but just a nice little Friday drink. And Cardi, you're the one who's really driven this, so I'll let you get around it.
Well, this is on me tonight. I thought I'll choose tonight's little beverage. So I've got a little cooler down next to me.
Yeah.
So tonight we're all three of us, because as we often do a lot of planning and a lot of work goes in behind the scenes before the show. We're all on the same page. So tonight we're all having a Pirate Life. It's a strawberry and watermelon crush.
Yep.
And TMac, the idiot, doesn't have me spread the messages and he's gone rogue. So Danny and I'll be doing the review for you tonight. But so an interesting one that Danny pointed out, it actually doesn't say anywhere that it's a beer. It just says brewed alcoholic beverage.
It smells like a beer.
So for me, I found mine in the craft beer section at my bottle shop. But yours was in the ginger beer and cider section. So T-Mac's not sure where it is at his bottle O.
I obviously didn't find it, so
yeah, we thought we'd try something a little different tonight and
taste test. What are you going to go with? Out of 10 or out of 5?
Out of 12. Just
out of 12. Yeah, why not?
No, let's keep it simple. We'll go out of 5. Keep the reviews out of 5. I think initial reactions for me, Danny boy. I'm not sure about you, but I'm pretty happy with that.
It kind of tastes like a half beer, half seltzer. It's like a little bit of a combo.
It's a nice little in between. Obviously, like you get that fruity hit, and I think a few of these, like 4, they come in a little 4-pack. So 4 might be a good number. I don't know if I do any more than 4.
What kind of percentages are we working with?
4.6. So it's around your standard beer. I'm sitting at probably a 4.1 out of 5, I reckon.
Oh, we're getting into the points. I like
it. Yeah. I'm gonna drop a little bit lower than that. I'm gonna drop a 3.75. Just I'm not 100% sure on the little aftertaste. It's nice. I enjoy the fruity first taste, but the aftertaste it's got me stumped. I can't tell what's it meant to end as. Is it meant to end as a beer? Is it meant to end as a seltzer? Or is it just meant to be an alcoholic beverage?
Well, yes. I'm getting strawberry come through first, and I think I'm getting watermelon on the aftertaste. That might be.
Yeah,
maybe what's throwing you, but it's good. It's fruity, definitely like a warm weather, Sunday session type setup. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But no, that's pretty good.
Hey, we all know one person that's going to hate it though, and that's AJ Brown. Apparently, doesn't like watermelons.
He's never tasted an Australian watermelon. There's his problem.
We were good enough to offer him up to try some Australian watermelon. If he come on the potty, we were going to hook him up.
Yeah, do a little watermelon review with AJ Brown.
We're just
Stay
waiting.
tuned.
Hey, watch this space. We're waiting for his reply.
One of the comments was that a yellow watermelon. Have you been around the yellows? What's this?
Have not seen.
Have not partaked in a yellow watermelon.
No, I don't know if it was meant to be a bit facetious.
No. There's
It's
yellow
genuinely
watermelons.
yellow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's not as facetious as I was thinking.
It's the Pirate Life Strawberry and Watermelon Crush for those in the chat that are asking. There you go, Pirate Life. So I found it in the craft beer section at my bottle shop. Yeah, pretty good.
Your local. Nice. We're gonna need these alcoholic beverages, not beers, for what we have to talk about tonight. Because especially myself,
some of us will.
Yeah, I got a few whiskies out the back. It is St. Paddy's Day, so I've gone for an Irish whiskey, just primed, ready to go. Proper 12. I don't know if you've heard of it, but we do have to discuss.
It's all you fuck up. You fuck up.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to drink it because it's too good for me to drink. A few big trades. So the first one that we're going to go deep diving into is the future. It hasn't actually happened yet. The Aaron Rodgers trade. And then we're going to pick 3 trades each that we've all either found interesting or that we want to deep dive into a bit more. So I'll let you boys start with the Aaron Rodgers trade.
That'll just be like a bit of a round discussion, yeah? Like we'll just...
Absolutely, yeah. We're just going to talk our own little dribble. But I'm really... It's still too fresh, the wound for me. So do you boys want to kick off the Aaron Rodgers chat?
What's happened? I haven't heard anything. Has there been movement or...
No, actually, no. There hasn't been.
Is he still in the dark?
He could have been. Him and Johnny Fina have just come out together, I believe.
No, yeah, Johnny was keen, wasn't he? Nah. For anyone, obviously, that's been hiding under a rock and doesn't know, Aaron Rodgers jumped on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, so Wednesday American time, and just sort of laid it all out. He went into a bit of the history of it all. He did say he was keen to stay a Packer and retire a Packer, but it was almost literally when he went into the dark and came out, things changed. All the communication up to that point was, yeah, we'll have you back. You know, you're going to be our quarterback. And then come out of the dark, got back to his phone after not having the phone for the 4 days. And it sounded like the emails and things, the communication from the front office, it had changed. And he was no longer their man. It was going to be the era of, is it Jordan Love?
Jordan Love, yeah. The Love Boat.
It's going to be the summer of love or the, what is it, the decade of love or what was the 60s or the 70s? Anyway, the Jordan Love era is coming about at Green Bay. So deal hasn't been done yet, but he stated his intentions that, once that happened, he wants to play for the Jets.
He wanted to keep playing, and it's for the Jets that he wants to play for.
And those rabid Jets fans are going to be so happy.
They need something. They need something to cheer about. That's for sure.
They needed this. this.
Well, let me get off my back. No, I think Aaron Rodgers was saying that he was 90% sure that he was going to retire before he stepped into the darkness, and obviously having those dates contemplate. I think he said that one of the days that he completely contemplating, I'm going to retire, and then the second day he completely contemplated, no, I'm going to play, and I'm going to play for Packers, and then it's like eventually got when he did come out, and the whole narrative had changed. I think a lot of players were also hitting him up, being like, Green Bay, like they're going to move on from you. So, and then I think that also pushed him into, the hands of the Jets. They had that massive 10-hour meeting at his house where like the GM and coaching staff went to his house. So I think whatever they sold him on was enough to get him to come back. And now he's got a fire lit in his belly, I reckon, because of the way unfortunately, he's very thankful. He's very thankful for his time at Green Bay, but for the way that this has all kind of ended, he is definitely looking hungry.
He's like, in my opinion, he's come out of this absolutely squeaky clean. Like, he is shining, glowing. He doesn't look like the bad guy. He's like, the way that he's framed it, which, you got to take him on his word. It wasn't his decision. Like you said, he was either going to retire or if he was going to play, it was for the Packers. And then for whatever reason, they've decided to go down the Jordan Love path. So it's almost like the decision was taken out of his hand. Fire's lit in his belly. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to show you guys. Like, I still got it. Like, I'm going to go play for the Jets. Like, the Jets obviously sold him on a pretty good, pretty good deal or, whatever.
And that's the thing with the Jets as well. Like, they've had a dominant defense. The defense has never really been their issue. And now, which I'm sure we're going to get into, like, they've got Aaron Rodgers. They took this hard from you as well. Sorry, TMac.
Yeah, what a great time for that to show.
Yeah. So they're putting some pieces like in the offense, and I don't think they're done yet either.
Well,
and then
was
that's
offensive and defensive rookie of the year?
Yep. Yeah, Sauce got it as well.
Yeah, mate.
So young players are up and coming. The Jets are hungry. The fans
It's
are
going to
hungry.
be a scary prospect.
Aaron Rodgers is hungry. That is going to be a scary team to face. I know the AFC East, yeah.
AFC East, yeah.
Yeah, is absolutely loaded anyway. Like, because you're still not going to be an easy way about. But like the Jets are going to be a scary opponent to face. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now, Carts, I think the only one out of the three of us that was born in the 60s was you. So we definitely can't comment on whether it was the decade or the summer of 60s or love or whatever.
Yeah, very good.
But, yeah, you're right. And he made reference in that Pat McAfee interview that he kind of felt all year that it was kind of heading this way. That, if he didn't win back-to-back MVPs, that this conversation would have happened a lot earlier.
Well, I think the whole signing of Love, the trading up in the trade trading up in that draft to get Love, like when they could have got him another weapon to actually compete for a Super Bowl. He was already like 1 foot out the door then in the Packers, in the Green Bay organization's mind. I believe anyway. Yeah,
you're right. He referenced that a couple of times that, when they went that path and traded up and picked him, that he's like, all right. Shit, am I done? And then back-to-back MVP, COVID MVPs. It's almost like if he didn't win MVP, was he gone?
If they went 8-8, there'd be conversations, wouldn't there?
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe he's been mentally preparing for this for a little bit, and just the way that it went about, maybe he was, like you said, he was probably leaning down the path of retirement, finish as a Packer, all that sort of good stuff, but just the way that it happened, he's like, no, fuck you. How
can a 4-time MVP and a Super Bowl winner have a chip on his shoulder?
His chip is huge, though.
To be able to do that,
but that's what the greats. That's what the greats all over the world in any sport. They create drama in their own head. It's like a mentality thing, and he's definitely got that. And he has a huge chip on his shoulder. And I can't wait to see the first game. I can't wait to see him shoot up for the Jets.
Yeah. The good thing is the Packers don't have to play him. For us, anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be hard to watch. In all honesty, yesterday I was really flat. It did sit maybe it didn't, feel real that it's actually happened. So I reckon when the trade comes through, it's definitely going to hit home a bit. And seeing him in the jersey, because you're going to see him everywhere. It'll be New York jerseys everywhere, and that'll probably be the number one selling jersey in the world, all those kind of shit. But the worst thing for me is I've gotten so used to the Packers being on, Monday night, Sunday night football, watching prime time at midday. I'm going to have to get up 3 a.m. to watch these games now.
What, Jordan Love ain't going to get a prime time slot?
Not in year one, I don't reckon. Well, year 5, but year 1.
You don't think so?
No, unfortunately not.
It really
have to watch the Jets every week.
Yeah.
Depends on how Love actually does come out and how he does take to this, because now he's got big old monkey on his back that he's going to have to perform well, because they've just moved on from Aaron Rodgers to let him play. So
and we're going to have to, like you said,
well.
Alan Lazard's gone. Robert Tonyan just signed with the Bears today. Probably my 2 favourite players. They're both gone. Randall Cobb, I reckon, will follow suit. So, funnily enough, that all this drama was that we haven't picked him up a wide receiver. We're going to have to go get wide receivers in the draft now. We haven't done it for 20 years, and as soon as he leaves, we're going to do it.
Has the NFC North just become the Vikings and the Lions division? You guys are pretty irrelevant now.
No.
Bears are rebuilding still.
Bears have had a bloody huge.
They've been making some moves, but
we're going to come last.
I think you guys are going to be down the bottom for a little bit.
No.
Get used to it. You've been blessed.
This will be the NFC East. Everyone thought it was going to be shit, and then they were all good. So that's what the NFC North will be again.
Yeah. Top 3 will be good. Top 3 will be good.
Yeah.
And then
we'll be top 4 at least.
And then there'll be someone else making up the numbers, I reckon.
Not us. We're no Raiders.
Don't know who that'll be. Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's say, like we said, the trade hasn't gone through yet. He did say that he'd made up the decision and let everyone know last Friday. So a week ago, or a week for them tomorrow.
When you say everyone,
well, the people that needed to know, I'm presuming you let the Packers know, and they would have spoken with the front office. They would have spoken with the Jets, obviously, and so it's obviously compensation is the holdup. Yeah. What do you think it's going to be, or what do you think the Packers are saying? I've heard 6 first rounders. I think that's a bit rich. But I think you have to have at least one in there.
I feel like the Packers have made a little bit of a mistake here in saying we don't want him to play. We don't want him to come back. So, like, you've taken away all your leverage.
They've shown their hand.
Yeah, they've shown their hand. Like, they don't want him to come back. They want to make this deal. So the Jets are obviously going to keep as many pieces as they can. And the Jets love to draft. Like, they love the draft. And they draft well. As we've seen with the rookie offensive and defensive. They draft well. So why are they going to want to give up their draft picks? So I don't know what they're going to give back. I definitely don't think it's going to be 6 first rounders. No way.
No.
Hell no. I don't think it'll even be 2. I think it'll be 1. But so, Tim, I don't know if it's a thing or not, but will it be built into Rodgers' performance or longevity that say he plays X amount of years, then we need more?
Yeah, so it could be. That's probably what I have heard the most is give us a first rounder, but if he plays 2 years, or if they make the playoffs, then we'll make it 2 first rounders. Like that kind of
they'll back end it that way.
And if he wins MVP and the Super Bowl MVP, give us 20 first rounders.
Then give us 6. Yeah.
Which, if you're the Jets, like you're more inclined to sign up to something like that because you're having your success. So you take that every day of the week.
Well, that's it. If you're getting there, then you're happy then, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, what happens with his contract? What 59 million is it?
Yeah, something like 58 million this year, which I'm presuming they will take, if not all of it, a fair portion of it.
The Jets will take that, won't they?
Yeah. I think that's
not even
because it's a trade.
Yeah.
If we cut him, then it'll be all on us. But because it's a trade,
so that's not even like a sticking point. It's more the compensation.
Yeah, correct.
But
they can take him and then rework the contract, which he has said that he will do. Which it'll still be 59 million, but it might be 59 million with 30 million bonus, so it's only 29 million.
Yeah, that's right. 29 cap hit.
Correct.
Yeah. So for everyone else, including me, with the bonuses, does that not fall under the cap?
No.
So bonuses are separate. So when anyone
so if it's a signing bonus or something, it's not on the cap.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, but I reckon we'd be and I'd wonder if the Packers would be thinking the same thing of the Russell Wilson kind of trade. I reckon he was 2 or 3 first rounders and a player.
2 or 3, you reckon?
Yeah, there's definitely 2, possibly 3. And they got a tight end back. So I wonder if they'd be thinking that kind of similar. He's a little bit older, but I dare say he's better than Russell Wilson.
I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I wonder if that's kind of the sticking point. But I'm pretty happy that I haven't cried yet. So cheers.
You've done really well. Like I bought you a box of tissues just in case, so I can pass.
I've got them here somewhere. I've got a few. Don't worry.
Happy or sad tissues? No, sad.
Sad. Always sad.
Yeah, like I said, when it actually is real, then I will be fucking sad.
Yeah,
that's all right. That's all right. Everyone goes through it, and it's just I have to do it every 18 years, unfortunately.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. 18 years is a good tenure.
It was a pretty good tenure. So
that was like because obviously everyone sort of watched the Pat McAfee show because that's where it all went down. But like
500,000, we'll be getting to those numbers.
Huge numbers. We've currently got 3 watching live, so that's good.
Random.
Shout out to everybody. But the funny quote Ty Schmidt said, like, don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened. So
yeah, absolutely.
Bit of perspective.
And that's a good point.
Bit of perspective.
Yeah.
He bought you a Super Bowl. 4 MVPs.
And realistically, it was
a lot of player
fronts.
Where he got drafted in 2005, and that was roughly the time. I would have been 14, 15. The time I was seriously getting into it. It wouldn't have been until he actually started as the QB, 2008. When I was actually invested. So it's literally been 15 years of me with him.
He's all you know.
I've known no other. So now it's all love boat, baby.
The love machine.
Do you have anything else? Can we move on from this?
We should have had a nice little sound go for that.
Yeah,
the love machine.
The love machine.
Yeah, whoever organises that should have been better of it. Now, it has been mentioned. Danny, you're the one who actually brought it up, so I'll let you speak on it. But we've had 2 players interviewed this year on our podcast on Any Given Sunday Australia. And what's happened to said players?
They got bags.
They got paid.
The boys got paid.
Yeah. So Alan Lazard, who was on with me earlier in the year, and then Mike Burton, who was on with us not that long ago, have both moved on from their respective clubs and moved to other teams, but they've both been paid. So Mike Burton, he got a 1-year deal. I'm not exactly sure how much. Do you know how much?
No, I didn't see the figure. He's gone to the Broncos.
It's gone to the Broncos. Yeah, this is their
Has the figure
number
come
one.
out? I'm not sure if the figure's
I don't.
come out.
Yeah, that's. I'm not sure if it actually come out, but he's not going there unless he's getting some cash. So good on him. Well done to him.
I'm not going to leave a Super Bowl.
No, that's right. You are being chased.
Mind you, a fair few Chief players have left, but they're all doing the same thing. Like,
we'll speak about a few of them.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And Lazard, who is obviously has now come out, has been targeted by the New York Jets. He got a 4-year, $44 million, so $11 million a year. So we're happy for him. We're proud of him.
Bloody oath. Which is that kind of where the market sits for wide receivers? Like,
I reckon there's been 2 or 3 that have come out that are, roughly that 11 million. You know, you're not up in the, and I dare say they would all agree. Like I think Jacoby Myers is another one who's gone to your Raiders. He's about 11 million. You're not in the Devontae Adams, 25, 26 million brackets, but you're getting paid.
Superstar echelon, like they've got their own market, but sort of that more,
you're still a star.
Second tier, yeah, exactly. Like that's sort of where that market sits. So that's awesome for Lazard. Is guaranteed money? What's
most of them have been, so the 4 years, it's 2 of them have been guaranteed. So it's probably 22 million guaranteed roughly.
Amazing.
That seems to be the trend at the moment. Give them a 3 or 4 year and we'll guarantee the first 2. And then it gives the club or the team the option after 2 years to say, do you know what? We're going to part ways. You can go and test the free agency and, we'll cop a little bit of a hit, but we're not going to take your whole contract.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's very much a trend.
Do you think Lazard going to the Jets was like the first, domino for
was it an orchestrated hit, do you think?
I don't think so. He seemed quite offended when it was mentioned that, because Nathaniel Hackett too, who was the coach of the Broncos, who got fired in his first season, he was Green Bay's offensive coordinator and now is offensive coordinator for the Jets. And Pat got on there and he was like, smart by the Jets to bring in Nathaniel Hackett and Lazard, Jason Cobb and Mercedes Lewis to bring these guys in to lure you. And he was like, that was the one thing he was like, I'm actually offended by people saying that because, Nathaniel Hackett especially, he's been a great coach. Didn't have the greatest year at the Broncos, but it was what it was. But he's a great mentor. He knows football. He knows quarterbacks. It'll be a disservice to him to say that he's only there because of Aaron. So he's actually quite offended when he said that, which was funny to listen to. So I think they definitely helped the cause, but I don't reckon that Aaron went there and said, you know what, this, and this, or I'm not coming.
No, I think I agree. Like, I don't think the Jets have gone out and gone, all right, we've got Hackett so that we can lure Rodgers. We've got Lazard. That's another piece to get Rodgers. I think, like, exclusively all on their own, yes, like that's what they wanted to happen. And, like, it's almost like not happy coincidence, but just coincidentally that it does tie in and works well to get Rodgers. But, like, that wasn't the sole reason or the main reason why they've gone and got those guys or why they're chasing those people. I reckon. I think it's just happy coincidence.
Like everything just kind of fell into place with it. I think that as well. It's more asking the question, trying to stir the pot. More than anything, because
it fucking nearly got me. But realistically, like Lazard, he's an awesome team man from what we saw. 2 or 3 times he was the lead man for someone to get the catch, and he'd take out 2 or 3 players. So the Jets would be stupid not to
blocking and like playing that sacrificial role.
And if they want to go on a run this year, they'd be stupid not to get Aaron weapons that he's familiar with and can work with. So
that's what I mean. Like, it might have been a minor reason, but it wasn't the main reason. Like,
it definitely helps though.
It's like, it makes sense, and like Danny said, like it falls into place nicely. Yeah.
So we have got 3 picks each from this trade week. We'll move away from the Packers.
Didn't you have something to mention?
But before we get onto that, we do have It's a huge week for us at any given Sunday.
The boys.
We've had
Daniel leave has been great for everybody.
It has. We've been working hard on our Daniel leave. You've obviously gone over there to the Japanese market and stirred a few pots because it's come back, and the Australian market has said, we're going to keep it.
Our nuts are shining, our smiles are glowing. What else? Are we doing?
We're going to be kitted out in some real ridiculously nice wear. American Connection with a K. The boys at American Connection. I've been dealing with them the last few weeks. The best place to find them is American Connection on Instagram. They have a shop on there. They are as it sounds like, they're an American apparel shop. The boys, one of them will actually be on. He's a linebacker, I'm pretty sure, over at Arkansas. We're going to have him on the next few weeks. Early April, I think he said he'll be available to have a chat with us, which will be huge. And the boys have jumped on, and they're offering 10% off for any given Sunday viewers as well. Again, they worked it out well, those two. Again, any given Sunday is the promo code. You put it into the shop, and it'll be 10% off. But do you have it up? Look, I've seen you were filing away there, Cardi. You don't have it up? No, you don't.
Oh, no, I'm chatting away. But no, they've got...
Oh, good. That's good.
They've got apparel, NFL, and college apparel.
And college,
they've got equipment and game day wear, like gloves, socks, cleats, pads, all sorts of
towels, lots of
towels, mouth guards, lots of mouthpieces, all that sort of stuff. Huge range of in the college apparel is awesome.
Yeah, I've already got my first order on the way.
And also the NFL apparel. So heaps and heaps of options there. They've got obviously they're on Instagram and they've got their shop on their website too. So make sure you go along, have a look. We'll definitely be stocking up ourselves. But any given Sunday is the code to get yourself 10% off. So that's very exciting news to partner up with those guys.
So that's what happens. You go test the free agent market, you go and then you get the bag. Then you come back. I ain't going nowhere.
Make moves, Danny boy.
That's it. We've just tested ourselves in there, and it's come off well. But we've decided to stay at home. Yeah. Nice. Cardi's typing away there, responding. He's doing well. Doing really well on the live stream. What do we got on there, mate?
Megan wants an update from you on the Green Bay Packers. I'm just letting her know she's...
she is. Welcome back, Megan. We hadn't seen you for a few weeks.
Yeah.
That's probably our bad, though, for not going
live.
It's been live for a little while.
But it does seem we had a little bit of early troubles, but it seems like we've come back good and they're no longer glitching. And Danny, you're actually here with us in time, which is incredible.
Good. I haven't had any feedback
any complaints
on glitchy Daniel, so that's good.
That is good. Yeah, at the start, when I was saying things, you guys 3 seconds behind. I was like, "Great, here we go."
It's happening again. It's happening again. But it seems like it's fixed. I've been pretty happy the last 31 minutes of the 32. But yeah, so we will get into our
time gone, boys.
I know it's incredible. Talking dribble really helps, and really just sticking it into me, which is fine too. Our 3 trades to talk about each. Who wants to go first?
We're going to go one by one, or what's
one by one? But who wants to start us off? I'll start us off.
Oh,
Danny will start us off.
Okay.
I want to start off by talking about my number one, Kelsey, not the brother of Khaleesi. I am so stoked that he is re-signed back with the Eagles. He signed a 1 year, $14.25 million. I reckon there was a chance if he had won the Super Bowl rather than his brother, he would have walked. He would have retired. He would have been like, you know what, I'm going to walk out on top. So huge for him to still come back because, obviously getting the Super Bowl is big enough achievement as it is. And we did lose a few players, which I'll get to later. So it's huge, absolutely huge for Kelsey to come back. And I think he's such a, dominant part of the Eagles, and it would have been really, really sad to see him retire. So I'm absolutely stoked to see him come back.
Do you know how old is he?
He's 35.
I was literally just going to ask that. Okay, so maybe got a couple of good years left in him.
Yeah, a couple of good years, but obviously the position is playing the center. It's a tough position.
No doubt.
Especially when you got Jalen Hurts calling a QB sneak every 5 plays.
Yeah, exactly. So
well, that's the other thing I was going to bring up there.
Yeah, you can't push. No push.
Potentially they've brought in rule changes because of what they did this year. So
it's on the they're chatting about it anyway. Which is, for those who don't know, getting behind the QB. You see a lot of running backs will do it and then push him along to get another 100 kilos going in the right direction.
And so they're worried. The thing they're worried about is it the position of Kelsey being low and potentially vulnerable with the position his neck's in, or is it?
But it'll be both. And then you can also get the Jalen Hurts with the back,
Pushing the back.
splitting him over.
So they're worried about,
Yeah, there's a lot of, is it fulcrum points or something like that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, grass, science. But
here
we go.
Happy
St. Paddy's Day. Well done.
Happy St. Paddy's Day. So at least one of us didn't forget.
We need to be able to, I don't know if it's possible, but we need to be able to somehow get graphics. And if you could just paint it green, paint Danny green, that would be
I'm sure that there is ways, but
I'm on my second Pirate Life, so
nice. I'm still on my first.
Did you just get the one, Danny?
Canadian.
Yeah.
I
bought singles for both.
Yeah, I went the full 4-pack. So
nice Irish dinner for you, Danny. That's good.
Yeah, well, you always got to stay strong. And then,
he's even got the glass.
Boy. So that was tonight's drink review. Megs for you. Running late. The Pirate Life Strawberry Watermelon Crush. Pretty good.
Nice.
I gave it a 4.1. Danny a 3.75.
7.5, and TMac a straight zeros.
TMac's a dumbass. He can't read text messages and got it wrong.
Thank you very much. Back to Kelsey. I think it's hard to quantify how good of a center is, but he had career year almost last year.
Yeah, I don't have the stats in front of me, but like
what kind of stats can you do for a center? I guess, but
just how many times Hurts gets sacked. I guess.
He's definitely part of that.
Yeah. So I don't have any like actual numbers, but like just the eye test itself, you saw everything that he was doing, and he was like, it was like an unstoppable force, which is such a big thing, especially with Hurts, who does like to sneak, does like to rush, does like to change his mind mid play if he needs to, like loves a scramble play. You want a center like Kelsey there to be able to adapt and go with the flow and do whatever Hurts needs him to do, and that's exactly what he's done.
And the center has to he has to be able to read the defense as well. So it's a huge, like you said, you've lost a few, especially on the front line. To lose your center as well, to be going in there and saying picking out who the mic is and what kind of defense they're running, that would be a massive hit for you boys.
Yeah, it would have been. So I was real worried about that. I assumed he was going to go, and a lot of the talk in Eagles Nation, they're all saying like, look, that was a chance against the Chiefs, like we had it, and now watch everyone go, watch everyone walk, and then there has been a fair few that have gone.
Yeah. Some have changed their mind.
Some dotted on the line and then came back. Big game Slade.
Yeah.
But just to talk about the importance of Kelsey and look at a lot of the moves that have happened already, in the early days of free agency, like a lot of teams signing and scoring
paid too.
O-line. And what did we talk about?
Absolutely.
We talked about all year, teams that were struggling. It was a lot of the time, it was deficiencies with the O-line and the O-line not performing. So it makes sense that you want to shore that up and get that right. 14.25, is that what you said for 1 year?
Correct. 1 year.
And I reckon he would have had that, there would have been no negotiations. It was, here, this is what you get if you want.
Yeah, so is that...
I reckon both sides, though. I think...
That's sort of in the middle, that's good for both, you reckon? Yeah, because we've seen some big deals going out to O-linemen, early.
Yeah. Cardi, you seem to be busy on the YouTubeinator. Do you want me to go next, or are you happy to jump in?
I'm happy to go, bro. I'm happy to
go.
All right,
mate. All right. Finish your typing. I've seen a few laughs from you. So
Megan's just given heaps in the chat. But so my first one I was going to talk about is Juju Smith-Schuster, which Danny Boy alluded to earlier. He's one of the departing Chiefs. He signed a deal at the Patriots for 3 years for $33 million. So that's that $11 million per year that we sort of talked about. So that's kind of that market value for that sort of second tier. He's extremely handy. He'll be a good weapon for Mac Jones up in New England. And Bill Belichick will draw up some plays and stuff for him. But that seems to be that sort of market for maybe that second tier sort of wide receiver. But so he was that happened maybe yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
So he was just one that stood out to me because, obviously anyone that's departing a Super Bowl winning team, it's going to create some noise.
Yeah, went there, played his role, got the ring, and now he's gone on to, probably realistically a team that struggled the last couple of years.
Yeah, like if we're honest, like they haven't been.
Gosh, we
well,
have to
they
be.
haven't been
That's
the
what I'm
Patriots,
paying you for, mate.
They've still, yeah. Sorry, honesty only. They've always obviously they've still got Bill, so they're always going to be a threat. But they just haven't quite been, the Patriots that we're like we've talked about before that we've grown up with. Another year under the belt for Mac Jones. He didn't quite have the year that probably the Patriots fans were hoping for.
Yeah, and is that a correlation to maybe not so many weapons?
Well, this is probably the plan. They're getting him a few more weapons and things like that. So that could be the thought process behind that. But like we were talking about as well, going into a pretty stacked division now. Like
this will come up, don't you worry.
It is, yeah, mate. That is going to be a wild division. So watch this place. But yeah, good on Juju making a move, getting paid. Love to see it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the more weapons that the Patriots have, the more dangerous, obviously, the more dangerous they're going to be. But it would just be good to see them with a little bit more juice in their side to see what they actually can do.
Absolutely. Like you said, another. Like I reckon Bill will do a lot of his work, especially on the QB, in this next 4 or 5 months, getting him into he can almost sit on top of him and be like, mate, this is what you're thinking. It sucks a little bit, but this is what I used to do with Tom. This is how he worked. This is what he would think. Because realistically, he is Tom 2.0, isn't he?
Well, that's the idea.
That's what I'm thinking.
But that's the blueprint. So if he can get even close to feeling Tom's shoes, then he succeeded, I reckon.
And just before we move on from Juju, obviously he's got quite a big personality and quite a big social media following on TikTok. I don't know, controversial or not, whatever, but he didn't post on TikTok throughout this season just gone. A lot of people were talking and making jokes about how's he going to go with old Bill and are they going to clash? And it's come up in the chat as well. How's he going to go when he meets Bill? Like, there's been some funny videos on Twitter, Juju and Bill's first TikTok together and dancing and stuff. But interesting to see how it goes. Obviously, going from Andy Reid, a person that, from what you hear on the outside, he lets the players be the players. You've got your personality, lets them be them. Bill obviously has his own reputation of the way things are done and things like that. So it'd be interesting to see how he fits into that system and that program and that philosophy, I guess, in the Bill Belichick Patriots.
My first one is Jesse Bates, the third. It come through as Jesse Hates, so apologise for that one for Jesse, but he's gone and signed at Atlanta.
I couldn't find Hatesy. I was like,
where's
he gone? How much is he getting paid?
What is he doing? Who is this bloke? Yes, Jesse Bates, the third. He signed at Atlanta, and Atlanta have made some pretty big moves in this offseason as well. But I think he's one of the biggest, especially the last couple of years that he's had. So last year by himself, he had 91 total tackles. 54 of them were solo. 4 interceptions, which I believe was 11th, tied for 11th in the league. And 8 pass deflections from a cornerback's safety. He's gone with a 4-year, $64 million, and like we said before, usually half of it, so about 32 of it's guaranteed. But that's a huge acquisition just to shore up their second line, because I think they're going to, Atlanta especially, are going to have to build on the defense and then work on the offense going forward.
Yeah, so they're one of the. Give us a second. They're one of those quarterback needy teams, the Falcons. So, they're obviously.
Well, they've got Desmond Ridder.
Who?
Yeah, so he was in last year's draft.
Who?
I think that's who they're.
What are you, fucking owl?
They signed someone old, I reckon. Or if they didn't, Matty Ryan's just been cut. He might be someone who can go back. I reckon they might have a veteran, though.
They want to get a veteran to sit behind whoever they draft, you're thinking? So
Ridder played the last few games and looked good, but, he had a pretty shit O-line. And I think he's definitely their QB of the future, Desmond Ridder. But he's got a long way to go. He's not one that's going to walk in there and dominate.
When did they grab him? What round was he picked up in?
There was only one picked up in the first round last year, which was Pickett. So I reckon at least 2, maybe 3.
Okay, so you're thinking he's the future?
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon they're thinking that too. He sat for a lot this year behind Marcus Mariota started.
Yeah.
But Marcus is now gone. So Desmond, it looks like Desmond's their number one.
He was drafted number 74.
So that'd be
Nice
start of the
work, hands.
third
Good hot
or end of the
hands.
second. Start of the third.
Third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Early third.
Quick hands, bang. I like it. But yeah, I think Jesse Bates going back there is a great pickup for the Falcons.
The Falcons, like, they've done well with a couple of the signings that they've done. Like, obviously, Bates is going to make a massive difference. And
Late
it's going
second,
to be
apparently.
Sorry? Late second.
Late second, apparently, according to chat.
Apologies.
Sorry. Yeah. Before, did we want to do good deal, bad deal? Sorry. Before we move on, do we want to roll
For
back?
each of them. Oh, I think we've all been pretty happy with the ones that we've said so
We've
far.
all been happy so far. Yeah. Okay. All good deals so far.
Good deals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of them have been good for both. Like, obviously, the players,
Yeah, getting paid.
decent amount of money for every single one of these. And then the teams, potentially, none of these have been like, we were talking about yet, have been like too extortionate, you know what I mean? As far as like the team and like their salary cap and like what they're going to be hit with. So I feel like all of these have been pretty even between like team and player.
Yeah.
I reckon my next one will have a few feathers ruffled, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Danny, what's your
And
next?
my third one will probably have a few feathers ruffled. So we'll save them. When you sent us the run sheet, I was like, I'm not going to just talk about Eagles. I'm not just going to talk about Eagles. I'm not going to talk about Eagles. Technically, I'm not.
Let's talk about someone from the Eagles.
Because this person's leaving the Eagles.
Right.
No, but Hargrave, the DT previously played for the Eagles, has signed a big $84 million 4-year deal with $40 million of it guaranteed. Like he's
about half.
But his first 2 years and half. So just carry on with the flow of the rest of the players out there. So obviously that came off his like career high 11 sacks, which helped Philly tie what was it for the third highest ever?
Third or second?
Yeah, third. They didn't quite get there in the end.
They
didn't get the Bears.
because the Bears had it back to back, and I think they needed to at least get. I think it was 3 sacks in the Super Bowl.
3 or 4,
and they got none. So, but yeah, good on him. He's gone to the 49ers. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but yeah, gone to the 49ers, which is pretty hard to see as a Philly fan, but really good for him. And like obviously had an absolute career year. From his previous contract to this contract, it's literally doubled in that 4 years. So he's just gone out there and he's worked, he's earned his money, having those 11 sacks, like doing everything that he possibly could do for Philly's defense. He was an absolute beast for Philly, and I feel like he's going to do really well on an already strong defensive-minded 49ers. Yeah. So it's only going to make the 49ers better.
People in the chat, Megan, want to know where the 49ers getting the money, Danny boy?
Well, they've cut a few. A few of them are gone. So that's what I was about to say. I think this is a good pickup by the 49ers because they have lost a few. Not so much. It is a good call because they have to pay a few players. And
I did briefly see a list of
Bosa has to be paid this year, which is
departing 49ers, and it was quite a big list.
Yeah, quite a huge list. But they've also, 9 times out, well, probably 99 out of 100, 31 out of 32, definitely teams. Their biggest cap hit is the QB. But the QB for the 49ers, they've got one that's on just over $1 million a year, which is Trey Lance. The other one, which is on just or maybe just under, which is Purdy, under $1 million a year. And then they've just brought in Sam Darnold, and he's on $9 million a year. So they're on like $10 million a year between 3 players. They've got money to burn still.
So you're saying at the position where traditionally most of the like big chunk of cap space is chewed up right there.
Yeah, they're spending between 3 players. They're spending
the money to throw around, and they probably have reworked a few deals and found a few million here and there as well as all teams do. So yeah, that makes sense.
And you're talking for a QB normally, you think anywhere between 35 and whatever Aaron Rodgers getting 59, 56, 57. You know what I mean? Somewhere between that range. So if you're paying a third of the cheapest good quarterback out there for your
between 3 players,
you've got some money there.
You got money to burn. That makes sense.
Yeah, but that, like you said, there has been a big list of not top echelon, but again, that second tier 49ers that have disappeared this year.
Megan's,
so when did you say
Megan's not happy? She's having none of it. She doesn't agree.
So when did you say Bosa's due to be paid?
This year.
Yeah.
So that'll be a massive hit for them. They'll make it work because somehow they do.
Megan's definitely got her Seahawks hat on with this view, though. Obviously, divisional rivals, but
Seahawks hat.
They
so
spent
as high
31
as
million
possible.
here. They've earned 36 million here. Where do they get in the cash?
Yeah.
Kittle's just been paid. Where are they getting them? Debo Samuel's got money. Where the CMC's got
he's
money. Where
going
are they
through
getting
the
the
receipts
fucking
to the fine tooth.
the receipts? Yeah, that's it. Fair call.
No, that's right. But that is just their, I suppose, fortunate position that, 2 rookie quarterbacks and who was the other one? Did you say Darnold?
Yeah, Sam Darnold's the third stringer getting paid the most.
Yeah, he's got the hat and shirt on. Yeah. Nah, that makes it to me. That makes sense. Like that's obviously genuinely where you take such a big hit is the QB.
Well, and it's 225 million they've got to play with. Is their cap?
Two. Well, just a shave under, but yeah.
So that's a fair bit of cash.
Yeah,
when you're only spending 10 million between 3 players.
Yeah, you're getting some great line coming.
Just give me 1 sec.
Just the blinds.
You do, you. Who's your number 2, Timothy?
Oh, I'm happy to wait for Danny to come back.
No, he'll catch up pretty quick.
No, he's back. Number 2, Orlando Brown Jr. So another departing Chief, as we alluded to, the Chiefs. The boys have got their ring. They're going out and getting paid now. So Brown Jr., he's got a 4-year, $64 million deal at the Bagels. So kind of gone to another contender.
I
didn't mute it.
We do have a mute button.
I didn't get there quick enough. It come on so quick.
But that's okay. Don't feel like you need to.
A contender, like gone to another contender, but also a little bit of a modern day rivalry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, still in the AFC. Obviously, different division, but so he's still in the AFC. So he's got the $64 million deal. He got a $31 million signing bonus, the largest ever of an O lineman. He's a left tackle, I believe.
Yeah, and which I think is the most important, especially for a QB that's been sacked a lot.
Well, you've talked about this a lot, and we talked about this during the year. The troubles that the Bagels had early with their O line. Joey Burrow was taking hits. He was getting sacked like multiple times a game. So,
but Joey Burrow also loves getting hit.
Yeah, he does.
But it still fucks up their play. Like,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So they've obviously seen the deficiency there, and like I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier, like teams shoring up that O line, trying to get the O line, cherry ripe.
Yeah.
I think huge signing, great signing for the Bagels. Because it's like technically free agency, the Chiefs can't match the deal. Is that kind of how, or not can't match it, but like, do the Chiefs have the chance to take guys, or if guys want to go and explore?
It's only if they're
tagged
or under contract.
Yeah. So if players want to go explore free agency, they're well within their right. Go do it. Have at it.
Yeah, especially if his deal's finished.
Yeah, and so with
it'll be on his agent to be like, look, especially if they wanted to stay with their team, it'll be on their agent to be like, look, we're going to get this much to go play for the Bengals.
Yeah.
If you want to match it, we'll stay. So it's on the agent. It's not.
Yeah.
You'll never hear about that.
And the Chiefs have probably said, like maybe we'll give him $50 million over 40, just whatever. It's well below what the Bagels are offering. So off he goes. So with $31 million as signing bonus, that means that's not included in the cap hit for the Bagels.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Smart. I don't know what if that's the case.
You got to have the money to do it.
Okay. I was going to say, why doesn't everyone just back end it or, frame it that way? But then I suppose you need people to be healthy, guaranteed they're going to play, and you want them to perform, I suppose. So you're not going to go a huge signing bonus with everyone. Just
not for everyone, yeah. No, there's only going to be probably maybe 3 or 4 that you're going to – usually the QB.
Yeah. Like the QB is the one that gets a lot of guaranteed money. Like we've seen that.
And we've also seen it not happen with Lamar. Well, none of us are speaking about Lamar, are we?
No. We'll bring up Lamar after. We'll bring up Lamar after everyone who's actually signed. We'll bring up Lamar after that.
Yeah, he's definitely one that's a very strange one. I think great call, especially when I reckon the Bagels are going down the path. They've let Jesse Hates walk. Hatesy. They let him walk, saved a bit of cash there. But let's make our offense better. So, we might cop a touchdown or a field goal more on our defense, but we're going to try and go out there and score 2 to their like the one that we've copped. So I think good acquisition by the Bagels.
Oh, absolutely. Maxi Ramps will be very happy, I think, to see Orlando joining the Bagels.
Yeah. How's Brendo feeling about all of these Chiefs leaving?
I haven't got a live reaction from him yet. I'd love to to see what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
But I agree with you boys. Like that is a huge pickup for the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
My
great.
second one, which I think might ruffle a few feathers, is Darren Waller leaving your Raiders at the start of a new contract, which is the weirdest thing. He just signed a 3-year deal, $51 million, which has now been transferred to the Giants. Sorry, Danny Dimes and the Giants, Saquon Barkley. So I know the last 2 years he's been a little bit banged up, especially not the one just gone, the one before that. But before that, the 2 years were his two best years. He had a combined 197 catches for 2,341 yards and 12 total touchdowns as a tight end. And all they gave up for him was pick 100, which is incredible. And like I said, 3 years, $51 million.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a little bit of politics behind this deal?
How so? Not getting on with the coach or something? Or
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I mean. Exactly what I mean. Like not getting on with the coach, not getting on with the team.
Yeah,
because to me, it's a bit of a strange one.
Oh, it's extremely, and it's not as if like a lot of these deals get shipped off when a change, like you don't see a change of owner, but it maybe a new GM comes in and goes, do you know what? That was the previous regime that paid him. We're going to ship him off because it's not, we want to bring back our cap space and all those kind of things. But it was them that signed him. It was that regime. So it's not as if it's brand new, and it's he's been one of their best performers, especially for Carr. Unless he was Carr's man, and that's Carr's gone, so he's like, you know what, I'm out of here too. But I really can't understand it, and I think the strangest thing is he's just gotten married to. I'm sorry, I don't know her name, but she's a star player for the Las Vegas Aces in the basketball. So I feel like she's going to be staying around the Vegas area, and they've shipped him off to the other side of the country. Just
because you're paid in one spot of the country doesn't mean you live there, though. Like, this is true. Doesn't
But when you're both playing for the Vegas teams, surely you've got residence there somewhere.
Doesn't mean you can't still live there. Fly out for training, fly back.
Yeah, my 405 will be late.
Yeah,
the jet that I'm flying.
One of the boys from work, Limmy, sent me a text. It was early in the morning, so obviously it must have been just as he saw the news saying Waller's gone from the Raiders. ... suck shit, or whatever it was that he sent. Like, well, what are you doing? And I think I did the same thing immediately. I tried to justify it. I was like, no, they must be worried about his injuries. He hasn't played much the last couple of years, or
he's injured.
I was trying to justify it, like, because I was like, they just signed him in September. Like, what's going on? Like,
what is going on?
But when it came out about the stuff, maybe he wasn't getting on that well with McDaniels, or whatever. That makes a little bit more sense, but. Yeah, obviously.
That's the only thing that does make sense.
Yeah, obviously.
That's just my theory. Like, I haven't read that.
Yeah,
this is all allegedly.
That was on Twitter. His wife, retweeted something and saying, because someone had a tweet saying McDaniels isn't a romantic while they got married this week, and McDaniels' present is that he cut him or, whatever, or traded him. And then she retweeted it and said he wasn't invited to the wedding.
He wasn't invited.
It's out there. So it's kind of out there. So.
Yeah.
That kind of makes a bit more sense. Yeah, obviously if there's issues going on there, but hard to.
So are they essentially because what did you say, Tim? If they got the 100th pick and that was it?
Pick
so
100.
are they essentially like just cutting a player and just trying to get whatever they can in return?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's like they've cut ties. They're like, all right, we'll get.
But they've also got rid of his contract too. If they just cut him,
but like a clean way of cutting.
They made peace with getting rid of him. They're like, all right. We'll take whatever. Yeah, exactly.
But how good for the Giants? Like, they've just got themselves another weapon. Danny Dimes is going.
He was the best tight end. So anyway.
Speaking of Danny Dimes,
drafting some tight ends, maybe. I don't know.
It's going to be a big draft for tight ends, which we'll talk about in the next few episodes. Sorry, Danny Dimes.
Yeah, speaking of Danny Dimes, he also got paid. This is my potentially controversial one because 4 years, $160 million. 81 guaranteed his first 2 years. I think it was a 35 million sign-on bonus. Don't quote me on that. It was around that mark though. He's going to be the second highest paid quarterback in 2023. So obviously Danny Dimes had a career year. He threw for 3,205 yards, 15 touchdowns, only a couple interceptions, around 70% for his completion rate. Rushed a bunch as well, 700 and so yards. Like, had an incredible year, but his agents went in being like, no, we want more than Mahomes. And he's getting it.
More per year. Mahomes has got 500 over 10 years.
Oh, so. of course. He's getting more per year for the 4 years that he's got. Obviously, Mahomes' 10-year contract is relatively rare, though.
Yeah. Oh,
like, that's
as rare as it's going to get.
Anomaly. That's the anomaly here.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point is, like, per year, if we're arguing per year, that is a big contract. Obviously, a lot of Giants fans loved him. A lot of Giants fans hated him and wanted him gone. Like, they didn't want him to re-sign him. I just wanted to know what your boys' thoughts were on old Danny Dimes and his big gold contract.
Timothy?
A lot of talk on the interwebs and all that sort of stuff was, overpaid. What are you doing? Like, overpaid. But there was, when we were talking about it, it was like, if they were able to get the deal done with Danny Dimes, they could then franchise tag Barkley. And they obviously save a lot of money there because the average for running backs is quite low. So they're not paying.
It's like 11 million or something like that. 10 to 11 million.
10.5 is
10.5.
Yeah, it's low.
So like they had that in mind that, they're getting Barkley for well unders for what he is actually worth. Like, he should be getting so much more than that. So definitely there's an element to that. They're obviously going to appease him to get the deal, but I think, continuity is a huge thing as well. Like he did have a much better year than the Giants had a much better year than expected, like we talked about. But I think ultimately a lot of people agree, probably overpaid.
Yeah.
Sorry, he did take him to the playoffs, which was like obviously huge.
He did, but
yeah. Sorry.
No, that's I think just purely so we can. I think I'm actually going to say bad call that they did pay him so much. Like I get the continuity, and him and Barkley did work pretty well together, and I reckon this year will be the year that you go on, all right, we've actually given you some weapons. They had Golladay, which he, was up and, probably more down than up. They had Kadarius Toney, which he left. He's actually the pick they got back for Toney, which is the one they got Waller with. So that's the only good thing that Toney did for the Giants this year. So I don't know. It'll all come down. I'm still on the fence. I'm on the heavily. I'm on the precipice, and I'm heavily on the bad call side. I'm saying bad call at the moment. But if he comes out, because 15 touchdowns, I know he rushed for a few, but that's a bad year for a lot of QBs, and they're going, what a grouse year for him. Like
he rushed for 7.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm still not sold on him being top echelon kind of money.
No, so he's not. So he's like we're talking about tiers. He's second tier. He's not in the
it'd be almost petering on tier 3, I reckon.
You reckon?
So, yeah.
Obviously, the Giants are seeing something. I guess he's.
Well, that's what I think this year. Get him Waller, and he's got some few more weapons. Let's see how we go.
Given the weapons, yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. And he's only 25.
He has a cannon. He can throw it.
Yeah, he's only 25, and like only the first 2 years guaranteed anyway. So
yeah,
and like I said, I think it was like 35-ish million was the sign-on bonus. So that first year cap hit's only 9 million-ish or so for him. A lot of issues. Yeah, a lot of issues. See, this is when you need the numbers written down in front of you, which I do not have.
Quick question without notice. Do we know on average what cut an agent would get?
It'll be dependent on the agent. In the millions, like even if it's 1 or 2%, you're getting a few 100,000.
I threw it out there. I said maybe 1 to 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Good agent, maybe a bit more.
Sort of, in that realm. That's what I'm.
But I wonder if that comes out of.
Also, they have multiple players, like a lot of.
Yeah. If you got 5 players that are getting millions of dollars, you could make $1 million yourself easily.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
Yeah. I wonder if it's out of the guaranteed money, because if they're getting 64 million, 32 guaranteed, but get cut 3%.
Quick Googling, average. Sports agencies generally receive between 4 and 15% of the athlete's contract. NFL agents are not permitted to receive more than 3%, though. So that was sports in general.
Okay.
It's 4 to 15.
NFL's 3%.
NFL's no more than 3.
Okay.
So it could be anywhere from, probably 0.5 upwards.
But if you're getting 35 million and you have to pay out, 600,000 to
That
your
was
agent.
pretty- that was
I think
pretty-
you're doing all right.
That was pretty spot on. Thank you, Danny. I was pretty close,
no,
Megan.
quick. No, that's good. That's good. Number 3, Timothy.
Oh, it's me. My last one. So a few of you might have noticed I'm not in uniform today. I'm repping the boys. Jimmy G.
Boys.
Jimmy G.
G.
Let's go. So texting with you boys, I took a little bit of time to come around to the idea of Jimmy coming to the Raiders.
Someone else had to shout it out to you, didn't they? Someone?
No. You sent the message straight away. I think we were working, or I don't know what we were doing, but I didn't know. And you sent the thing, and I was like, oh, still just processing this. But I've come around to the idea. So Jimmy signed 3-year, $67.5 million deal. 34 of that is guaranteed.
Gee, team friendly. Jeez.
Team friendly. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's a great deal for the Raiders.
Oh, for the Raiders. Yeah, sure. So,
but also, like with Jimmy G's like last season and injuries, I feel like it's both fair, to be honest.
That's what I was going to say.
We'll get to that. Sorry.
The biggest thing for Jimmy is staying healthy, obviously. So 34 million guaranteed is huge for Jimmy in terms of the injury sort of cloud, I guess, hanging around. But so
Meg's just straight in here, and she.
I'm getting roasted, but that's
Let's
trying to be positive, Megan. Trying to be. This is our lot now. We have to be happy with it. But no, Jimmy is a proven winning quarterback. Like, he came to the 49ers and they started winning games. So he missed one throw in a Super Bowl and they lost. That's okay. Got him to the Super Bowl. But he's a winning quarterback. Like, the Raiders, like, Derek Carr was very serviceable and, did good things and set records for the Raiders and all that sort of stuff. But just wasn't getting it done. And like, we're paying weapons to be there, like Devontae Adams and stuff like that. So I think bringing in Jimmy, he's a pretty good, like, system driven quarterback. Like, he'll get it done. He'll get us down the field. We'll put points on the board. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it.
He is a system man though. So I think he'll adapt well.
And I think so. Sorry, that was the other thing. So linking back up with McDaniels from their time at the Patriots when he sat behind Brady, obviously that is a big positive. Like, he sort of knows, so he's not having to relearn a lot of things. Like,
huge.
Coming back under McDaniels. So no, I think
he does. That's one thing he does do well though. He does fit into systems. So if he'll learn plays and he'll fit the systems, and he might not absolutely turn the tide with the Raiders. I'm not going to live in a fairy tale here, but he'll do everything that they need to do to at least be able to compete.
I think you're right. Like, I don't think he's going to be setting the world alight, but like, he's going to be good. Like, and he's going to be serviceable, and he's
going to keep you in games.
Yes, we're not going to drop the games that you saw the Raiders drop this year, last season, like the games that we were expected to win. Like, we're not.
It's a new NFL season, baby.
That's it. It's a new year. But
any given Sunday, baby.
Any given Sunday, right there. And he's super well liked in the locker room, which is huge, as we all know. So, no, I think it's a great signing for the Raiders for me boys.
Yeah. The only thing I would say would be bad for the Raiders is you've signed a QB, a team-friendly deal, and then you've gone, you know what, our best tight end, you can fuck off. Well,
that hurts. I'm not sure.
That's the only thing I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like,
I'm trying to keep the two.
Are you trying to sabotage yourself?
Trying to keep the two separate from each other. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we're going to draft an awesome tight end, or
It is a big year for tight ends, so I reckon 4 or 5 that'll step straight into being pass catchers, big block players like Mayer or Kincaid from the Utah Utes. Like, there's some big boys. Kuntz, the one we spoke about last week.
Big
So there's 3 off the top of my head.
He's
6'7" and massive mittens on him.
Kuntz is getting more and more notoriety as well. His name thrown left, right, and center.
He's massive. He's got an awesome name. He's massive. He's super athletic.
Kuntz with a K. Let's make sure everyone knows that.
He's a real sick.
Yes, but that's a good point. Maybe they're going to go out and target a tight end because you're going to still get a good tight end. I don't know what they are.
We could still grab one in free agency. Like, it's not
all that. Yeah,
it's free agency's only just started. Like, so let's
because all this that we're talking about was like all just a giant scramble to get under that $225 million.
Exactly. All this stuff was done.
It's all done now. Now let's We got another 12 months to worry about that shit. Let's go spend some money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, my last one is not controversial. I actually quite like the guy, and I think it's a bad call for the team that got rid of him. A really, really good team environment call for the New Orleans Saints, who have picked up Jamal Williams from the Detroit Lions. So last year he had a career year as well, 262 attempts, 1,066 yards and 17 touchdowns. He's gone there in a 3-year, $12 million deal, 8 of it guaranteed. I think he's from what I've seen at his time in the Packers and the Lions, and we were so big on the Lions last year, me and you, Carts especially. We watched a fair bit of the Lions, and you, Danny, obviously. we all were. We all were very hyped.
I was so big on the Lions when Carts was off injured.
You were, and Carts was off on his cardi leave doing his bloody extra courses. And he is such a hype man as well. Like, he gets everyone up. He gets the crowd involved. He gets his team going. So I think it's a huge loss for the Lions. They have DeAndre Swift, who was their number one man. But Jamal, he just scored touchdowns for fun. So I think it's a huge pickup for the Saints just to rebuild that culture even, like after a few years where, Drew Brees and I forgot the coach's name, but he's left. So just to bring that culture back to the club, and Peyton, he's gone. So I think a huge pickup. So a big tick from me.
Little known Sean Payton.
Yeah, who knows him? I don't know him.
No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna work well, like especially with Carr. Sorry, Carts. With Carr going there as well. Like, that's obviously a big
Gino, his man, not Carr.
Yeah, I'm not that hurt about Carr.
Not Jalen hurts about it.
After his little performance though at the Pro Bowl. After that little performance, that was his own little combine.
That was his literally his pro day.
yeah, for sure. So it'd be really interesting to see what the Saints can actually do with a couple of these big signs that they've done.
Yeah, they've still got Kamara, although I can't remember it come out that he's been indicted, so he might have to miss a few games early. So Jamal's just going to come in a nice little replacement. I didn't even think about that. That was off the top of my head.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Just non-stop knowledge.
Non-stop. Carts, what are your thoughts? Good call, bad call?
No, like you said, I agree with you. Good call for the Saints. Tough loss for the Lions. He's such a big person with the energy and all that sort of stuff around the locker room, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, great work by the Saints. Tough for the Lions. Tough to replace a person like that, but they are on the up, the Lions. So still bullish about it.
Still bullish. We'll see next year.
They'll be second in your division, I reckon.
I know. It's going to be hard to watch the Vikings drift, but that'll happen. It actually will not be one bit hard. I'll fucking love it.
The Vikings drift upwards.
No, you can't drift. You can't drift up. You only drift down. But that is our picks that we've found quite interesting. I'm sure there's going to be more that we're going to speak of over the next few weeks. But I do have... Oh, that went really slow. I do have questions with it.
Before you get to that,
it'll come. It'll play when it plays. I can't stop it.
Or is it
no, just on that. If there's any signings, trades, deals, or anything you want us to discuss, hit us up. Hit us up on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, any of those, and we'll get into it.
Well, before you play it, don't play it yet. I did have.
It's not playing, so I can't even help it.
I did have another little subcategory that I thought might be worth touching on. Others. So Lamar Jackson and Odell Beckham Jr. Do we see things happening with them, or maybe do we want to wait, see if things happen? Well, let's have a little discussion now.
Okay, Odell, I think he's so it come out that remember we were so flabbergasted.
He had his own little pro day, he had his own.
Danny, the cars around you are incredible lately.
Call the police.
There's children. When somebody please think of the children. Odell, it come out. We were so flabbergasted. Why is no one signing him late last year? But it come out that he was kind of shipping himself around, saying, "Look, honestly, I'm not quite ready." Which I think good on him for admitting that and not going out. He probably didn't want to embarrass himself or hurt himself again. That's probably smart. But
Wasn't quite.
I think he's primed for someone who's, whether he goes and swaps, to the Jets, get another weapon for Aaron, goes back to the Giants, another weapon for Danny Dimes, or it's a team that's thereabouts. He's not going to a rebuild team.
No, he's going to a contender, without a doubt.
Yeah, could go to the Raiders. I could see another weapon, him and Devontae opposite.
He can kind of pick and choose, I think.
He has very much so.
Obviously. So
didn't he say last year that he's only going to a Super Bowl team?
He also said I'm only playing in playoffs.
He did also
I see he has to play some actual regular season games.
I think obviously he kind of realized, all right, maybe I need to play a few regular seasons.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
Maybe a couple
He won't play every game. I reckon he'll have some time off because he is 30 now. He's getting old, but
Spring chicken.
Spring. Yeah, I agree. Not all. Some of us, 2 out of 3 are in the 30s.
Yep.
Very quiet over there, young man.
And Lamar, what do we think is going to happen with Lamar? Like we talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Danny, you can take. I took Odell, so you take Lamar.
Yeah, Danny,
Lamar is the biggest question mark going around at the moment. Like because obviously he's communicating himself. He doesn't have an agent.
Oh, his mum's doing a lot of the communication.
Yeah. Is it Mama Jones? Is Mama Jones?
No, yeah, sorry, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. Mama Jones doing a lot of talking for him. It's just such a confusing situation because there's been numbers thrown out left, right, and center. Like he wanted, 220, and then like the actual number came out, it was like 150. Or there's just money gets
guaranteed.
He just wants guaranteed for as long as possible. And with what's going on in the NFL at the moment, it's like you can have 2 years guaranteed, and then we'll see. We'll rediscuss after that. So who knows what's going to happen with him? I wouldn't be surprised if he just ends up back at the Ravens.
I think that's more likely. That's the most likely that he'll end up there.
I said it to you a couple of weeks ago, Mac. I agree with that, Danny Boy. I reckon the Ravens, they've said they've tagged him, but non-exclusively. So obviously other teams can have at him. Yes, I think the Ravens are going to use that to set the market. They're going to let other teams do the work, and then they'll just go, all right, we'll match it. Because
I reckon, and that'll save 20, 30, 40 million, whatever. That is 100% what they're doing.
But even like, even if they have to pay a little bit more than maybe what they thought, it's like they were very vocal about, we've offered Lamar this and that, like in the
133 over 3.
130 and all that sort of stuff. If another quarterback needy team comes and offers him X, they'll just be like, oh, okay, all right, well, we'll match it. Obviously, they want to keep him.
And it just takes the conversation, takes the negotiations out of their hands.
Yeah, because they'll be like, all right,
just let another team do it for them.
This is the market.
This is where the market's at. This is what you're getting, and it'd be like, all right, but yeah, so
that is 100% what they're doing.
Yeah, and you just hope he doesn't get screwed over by representing himself and not having an agent kind of thing. But
yeah. The only thing he will lose is I'm sure Mama Jones has got her ways in, but he wouldn't be able to ring up and say, do you know what, Atlanta or Houston have rang and said they're going to offer 220. What are you going to do? Like, he won't be able to play them off each other.
You can't play these little espionage spy game kind of things. Be like, put stories out here one way.
Yeah, that's it. Leak it to this. Leak it to this. Adam Schefter. This is blah blah blah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, look, we'll see how it goes. It's definitely, and the crazy thing is, we might not get an answer this year. Oh, that's a big breaking news in the middle. What's going on, Cardi?
Megan just goes, just FYI, boys. I've said it publicly elsewhere, and we'll say it here for you. If the Seahawks pick up Jalen Carter at pick 5, I will no longer be a 12, and I will be joining the Ravens flock.
Wow, he's gotten a bit of trouble with the law.
They
reckon he's possibly drop a little bit. I don't think he's done anything too wrong with it. He might have been involved. Someone passed away. I don't want to speculate.
We don't want to get into any of that.
No, but he was.
We'll steer clear. But we can talk about Megan's reaction.
Yeah, huge.
Obviously,
the Ravens might have found a new member of the flock.
What, Megan? Why the Ravens?
Yeah, why the Ravens? Interesting. Good talk.
How quick she replies.
She's lightning.
Yeah, she is. Well, my media is not seem to be working, so I do have a couple of questions without notice.
Give us your best.
Questions without notice.
Danny,
that's pretty good. Hey, Danny, that's nice. I don't even have to bring that in later on and add it, so that's good. So, my questions without notice. Please feel free to jump in when Megs lets us know why she's jumping ship. So a couple of these things, a couple of the questions that I've got, I'm actually going to get you to we spoke about how hard some of these divisions are going to be. I've got 3 divisions for you, and I want you boys both to rank, in your opinion, very early rankings, but I want you to rank who's going to be the best to the worst.
Oh, boy.
So the first one is the NFC South. So this is possibly the worst division that we're going to have. So we've got...
It actually was the worst last year. So
there you go. So it's definitely going to be the worst again. So we've got the New Orleans Saints with Carr. We've got Tampa Bay, who have just signed Baker Mayfield, and they've got Kyle Trasker. They're going to be playing off for the first. We've got Carolina, who's going to pick up the number 1. He'll be there first.
And the Falcons, who are also in the market.
And we've got Atlanta, who...
They're making some moves.
Desmond Ridder, but they're making some moves. So, Cardi, you go first. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Atlanta.
Give me... you know what? Give me the Bucks.
Bucks to win. Okay, in a year to prove himself.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
I want a 1, 2, 3, 4, not just a winner.
Oh, sorry. All right. Well, the Bucks won. Look what he did when he went to the Rams on a fucking Wednesday.
48 hour trip.
Yeah. Right. So, Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Saints because I want Carr to.
You son of a bitch.
I
was hoping I wasn't gonna have to mention it.
No, I want Carr to perform away from the Raiders.
You know what? I would like to see that too. Like, I want him to do well.
Yeah. I think if you it's tough. This is it's tough to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think if you
That was the shittest division of like.
Yeah. This is only going to get worse. If we're doing every division, I'm in trouble here.
We're only doing 3.
Yeah, cool. So give me the Saints, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers.
Oh, Panthers number 1 not going to do the job for them. They are making some moves, but
they are making some moves.
They have your man. They have your man in the backfield, Miles.
We didn't.
Hey, wait, let's not talk about it.
I had to sit under the fire. I had to sit under the coals for 25 minutes.
I did too.
I'm mission number 26.
Yeah. No,
why is your helmet facing that way, Danny?
No bad juju. All right, the second one.
That's why they're last.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why the Eagles will go downhill. No Miles, no Booby Sanders. The second one I wanted to see, which might ruffle some feathers in our chat, NFC West, San Fran with who knows as their quarterback. Purdy has just gone in for surgery. He's going to be 3 months before he's throwing again. Seattle with your man Gino. Arizona with a Kyler Murray, who's going to be out for at least the first few games. And then the Rams with maybe Stafford. There's been rumors that Stafford wants out. So
Stafford's back.
Who you reckon?
Easy. This is easy for me. Hawks 1, Rams 2. I think 49ers 3, Cards the last again.
Cards are definitely last, I think.
Cards are last. I think the Rams are going to bounce back. Rams are going to bounce back. So Rams will be 2, but yeah, definitely.
San Fran 3.
Yeah, tough, but just a lot of exits, bit of questions on who's going to be QB. Like they're both coming back from pretty serious injury.
Yeah.
No
one knows what. Everyone knows about Purdy, but
who's going to be fit for round 1 kind of thing? Like
Sam Darnold might be a starter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so that's why they're dropping. Like, you only got 17 games, and it's a short season. So, it's the Seahawks division for the next. How long did Gino sign for? 3 years or 4 years?
Oh, you're so bullish on him.
Hey, Gino's division for the next however long. He's my boy. He's my boy. I love him.
I wasn't on last week's episode, but also I want to shout out for Gino for because he said that he wants to stay with the Seahawks.
Hell yeah!
Because they gave him the chance, so I'm all for that. I'm all for that signing. No, I reckon that was great. I reckon it was great for Seahawks and great for Gino. And in saying that, I'm also going, exactly the same as Cards. Seahawks, Rams, 49ers only. Otherwise, I'd flip it. I'd flip the Rams to 49ers only because we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be looking like. If you ask me this day one,
that's the only danger.
You ask me day one of the week 1 when the games are actually kicking off and we actually know who's going to be QB. I might change this around.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
we're
I'm-
out.
I'll be definitely asking you again.
I'm going off.
Yeah.
I'm going off Stafford playing and San Fran still question marks. So
Yeah, and I agree with that. So yeah, Seahawks, Rams, 49ers,
Yeah.
Cards.
Meigs,
Sorry,
Meigs
49ers
loves
fans.
that. Meigs is like, now we can be friends, Danny boy.
All over it.
And
the-
were you friends before?
She hates ya.
She actually does. Yeah. I don't mention where you live for a reason. The last but not least, probably actually the best next year will be the AFC East.
Of course.
New England with Mac Jones, Buffalo with old mate, forgotten his name. New York Jets with, we're saying Rodgers is there, all right? We're saying that Rodgers is there.
Yeah, he's definitely there.
And Miami with Tua, a healthy Tua.
Did you forget Josh Allen's name?
Josh Allen, yeah, I forgot him.
Josh Allen's name.
Yeah, I was.
You fucked that up. What?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I wasn't even
Josh Allen.
I was too busy
Yeah.
thinking about the picks. How did you? Oh, mate.
I got him.
Are you happy for me to go first again, Danny?
Yeah, mate. You can. Well, I like this because I can bounce off.
I've
what
got
you
to
say.
go. It's the Bills division still. They are the one. I'm going to go the Jets at 2. Jets at 2, Dolphins 3, Patriots 4. I think Mac Jones is still figuring it out, even though trying to get in some weapons. Tua, question mark,
Questionable.
over the injuries and the head knocks.
But they're making some moves on their defense too.
They are. The Dolphins have actually been pretty busy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Jalen Ramsey.
Still the Bills division. Yeah, Jets third. Jets have got Jets have got a good stable of young players. I think the Jets are a bit of a danger in that division and that conference, the AFC. So yeah.
Give me the Jets first.
Oh!
I love that.
And that's
It's
and that's
the
what.
biggest fuck you to Macca. Like, that's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much, everyone.
And that's not even me trying to claw back the Jets fans that absolutely hate my guts.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
no, this is
We
this
need to
is
claw back some of them.
They don't know it's you. They don't know it's you.
This is they attacked my personal page cards. They do know it's me.
They definitely know it's
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah they did.
No, and that's it's not even for that. I just think when Aaron Rodgers does eventually get traded there,
He will.
I think that's gonna his leadership, all these young guns that are doing so well, signing of Lazard and all their other signings, they are going to be hungry, and I think it's like Super Bowl ring or bust for them. So I think they'll be trying to go all in for this year. I don't think they're going. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to pick them for this.
You're not picking up Aaron Rodgers and not going all in, are you?
No, well, that's right.
Exactly.
You
Well,
go
that's
to
what
the draft for,
That's what Green Bay have fucked around with for the past 4 years and haven't really done anything with it.
Yeah, there's a mute button on your page too, mate.
Sorry, how many Super Bowl appearances have you had in the last 4 years?
Oh, come on, let's keep it friendly.
So yeah. Anyway, give me the Jets because I reckon they're going to be so hungry. So I can see them, doing that.
I like where your head's at.
Then Bills, Dolphins because Tour and injuries just go hand in hand, which is unfortunate. Like all we want is for him to have a healthy season, so then we can actually see what the Dolphins can actually do.
Well, and what is it? Tua can't play in the cold. Is that the other thing?
Oh yeah,
And
he's probably got small hands.
Yeah, he played all right.
Exactly, yeah, is he
Played,
short?
he played all right in his most recent game in the cold, but
I know.
as history would say, yes, he can't play in the cold. And then obviously the Patriots, unfortunately, are probably going to be fourth.
Weirdly,
This could be a division like the NFC East this year, where possibly 3 make it to the playoffs.
well, that is possible, isn't it? Like that
is mathematically possible.
as we've seen.
And just to throw a little, maybe a bit of juice, a bit of excitement your way, the AFC East have to play this year, the NFC East. So they've got the Birds who made the playoffs.
Two strong divisions going
AFC East versus the NFC East.
head to head.
And the AFC West. So they've also got Kansas. So that is a big three-way.
And the Raiders. You got to be worried about the Raiders.
Sorry, and the Denver Broncos.
Right, that's what I thought you were talking about.
And the LA Chargers. So it is a big division to be in this year. You could
Chargers are dead.
Sorry, Lindos.
Yeah, Faf has left the building.
You
But
hitched the wrong wagon there.
But that is seriously like 3 huge divisions to be playing off to get against each other.
Yeah. Oh, that draw that's tough draw.
Tough for the. Really feel for the Patriots. They're going to cop a flogging in a lot of games.
Yeah, that's
weird. Poor bastards.
I think.
All right, and just to finish off, we have been going for an hour and a half, which is unbelievable. I just got a little bit of a. I don't know. I just want to get your opinion on the quarterbacks in both the AFC and the NFC. So this is again with Aaron Rodgers swapping sides. Listen to the AFC, and then I'll tell you the NFC, and you just tell me which side do you think has the better QBs. AFC have got thank you, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Joey Burrow, Josh Allen, possibly Lamar, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Russell Wilson. Oh, they've got Deshaun Watson on here. What the fuck are you doing? On the other side, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, Geno, your man, Danny Dimes, and Justin Fields. Which side are you thinking is the better of the two?
Do we even need to talk about it?
No.
So we all agree it's the NFC. Great, thanks.
Yeah.
Shattered, my man, is in the NFC, Geno, but obviously, mate, it's the AFC every day of the week.
Yeah. And that doesn't even have the love boat in there. Like, he really pushes that up a bit.
The love boat.
The love boat yet to be proven.
Give the kid a chance. You guys have been so
the love boat might sink. Hey, what do you mean? I'm on board. I'm on board.
Not you. The cheesehead idiots. Give him a chance.
I'll be bullish. Don't you fucking worry.
But if he doesn't,
I will be bullish.
I'm just saying, if he doesn't do well year one, give him a chance. Like, you've been so spoiled.
Yeah, he'll be right.
But
that
AFC,
is huge.
AFC all the way.
Huge differential between the talent at the top end.
It's almost like pretty much, aside from Geno, every tier one quarterback is in the AFC.
Yeah, I reckon Yalen's got a fair.
Hey. He's got something to say. Every tier one. Well, you don't think he's tier one?
My bad.
No, arguing that he was going to be MVP of the Super Bowl that he lost.
My bad.
He not tier one against Mahomes.
I did forget about Yalen. My bad.
I do have the thing in front of me. You do not, so that's a bit hard.
Exactly. Right.
There is another QB that I think in the NFC side.
The sheer weight of numbers of tier one.
Yeah, it's huge.
In the AFC.
Huge. Derek Carr, when he comes out and wins the AFC or the NFC's MVP this year, will be enormous.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be great.
That'll be funny. I need some heat off me, all right?
No. You know that you're like the number one thing in the news cycle. It's all Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. All right. That's pretty much all I've got for us for today, boys. We do have some exciting news about next week. Any Carts, your thoughts on next week? What will we be?
We're back in the studio.
We will be.
In the studio.
3 of us together in the studio.
I'll be able to touch one of you here, and I'll touch one of you here.
It'll be special occasions. We won't say why, but we will be in the studio for our regular.
We've got a pretty exciting interview lined up.
Huge.
Yeah,
very exciting. And we're that excited that we've decided to get in a studio with him, and then straight after that we'll do our weekly episode. So enormous. No,
it's going to be good. Like, I think the results spoke for themselves. Getting in with the From Your Pocket crew, massive shout out to them.
Shout out.
So good. We're looking to get a little partnership going with them in the future, maybe. Gussie.
I'll make a moment, and I'll really.
Obviously, it's awesome to get in the studio. I don't think we'll be able to go live. Like, I don't think we'll be live, but we're putting out a much better product. So it's super exciting. It's good fun, and it's just great being in the same room together.
Absolutely, Danny, thoughts?
Obviously I can't wait for that as always. But don't forget, if anyone wants any of the gear as well, because I did post a photo of a certain someone in Tokyo surrounded by the lights in our t-shirts. If you want any gear, please reach out. Ideally to the Instagram, but if you don't have Instagram, you can reach out on Twitter. If you have Twitter, comments on the YouTube video, we'll get back to you. Any way that you contact us, we'll get back to you. And
T-Mac's number is 04
00 000.
No matter where you are in the world as well, if you want one, as long as you're willing to pay shipping costs.
I meant to ask you a question without notice for you. Have you shipped one to Johnny Feeney yet?
Not yet. He hasn't gotten back to us about his actual place of
Johnny, come on.
Come on, Johnny, get your shit together. We will hit him up again and say, come on, mate. We want a photo of him on his podcast with us wearing it.
Just slide into his DMs or something. And,
We do, but as he said, if it's too long, if it's not this big, he doesn't read it.
Well, don't send him a long one.
I sent him one saying, "What's your address?" It was too long. I'm out of there. Then had a couple of beers and he was done. But we will get onto him and he will have one. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
he's going to send us $900. He said, or $300 for our shirt.
Yeah, beautiful.
Only has to pay $35. It's incredible.
Beautiful.
Paying tenfold. Yeah.
And as always, we've got some exciting guests coming up as
we
well.
We do.
We're working very hard. Like trying to keep obviously the content coming for you guys. Getting like exciting guests, lots of Aussies, obviously naturally, but we're trying to branch out into the a few of the American players and stuff as well. But yeah, trying to keep lots of content coming in this off season.
The content train will keep on rolling. Don't you stress.
Choo choo, baby, choo choo.
That's it. Get around it. I love it. But as always, boys, appreciate your time and your efforts. But make sure you let your friends and your family and your neighbors and maybe your Japanese friends, because I reckon they would have heard it from their families.
I was going to say let your American friends know, but Japanese.
Oh, American, yeah, no, we will. And your Swiss friends, you can let your German friends know; they'll get around it. Anyone really, actually, your Irish friends, because it's St. Paddy's Day for all those Irish fam out there.
That was too obvious. We should have.
That was sorry.
We should have started.
Make sure that's it, the Guinness. Make sure you leave us a 5-star rating and a review. Set the little I never remember what it is. The bell to know when we are live, when we're on. Also, find us on all the socials. AGSAU podcast on Twitter. Tim Cardy, AGSAU. Danny Webb, AGSAU. And TMac, AGSAU. Is that right?
Yeah, perfect.
If you want to abuse us to personal ones.
Personal accounts. If you are going to abuse us personally, please direct message me. I'm sick of deleting
No, tag the podcast, tag Danny, get us the numbers as well. We don't care if you want to abuse us, but get us the likes and the follows.
Like give us the impressions. Like obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Instagram, anygivensunday.au, TikTok, Facebook, Dabble is Any Given Sunday Australia, and YouTube for all those watching. Megs, well done. Any Given Sunday Australia podcast.
I was going to say massive shout out to everyone that's jumped in the chat. Brendo, Cecilia, Megs stayed through pretty much the whole way. So awesome to have you back in, Megs.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining in.
And appreciate the new sponsors and partners, American Connection and Nut Care.
Yes, American Connection with a K.
Yes.
Make sure you go on, use the code Any Given Sunday, 10% off.
And Nut Care with a C.
Nut Care with an N. But again, is it 10% off?
Same. Any Given Sunday, 10% off.
Sunday. So same code. Use those. Treat yourselves. Maybe get a present for someone. If I don't know,
a couple of pills.
Significant other.
If they need to sort out a certain area down.
Yeah, obviously.
I was talking about American Connection.
Yeah, you can talk about Connection.
I was talking about getting some socks or some cleats. Like,
yeah, that's it.
What are you guys talking about?
Shoulder pads. You might get a bit rough. Nice, boys. Good work. Good luck to the Packers going forward, and love your work, boys.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, fam. Thanks for joining in.